For this second block, I wanted to do straight lines that go against the piecing and have a gap kind of in between them, some like 2 close ones and then a gap and then 2 close ones and a gap. And we can achieve that with a ruler, so we're going to be doing ruler work on this one. So I'm going to be using the 12x4 ruler, and the ruler has markings on it that go all the way through it, and as you can see, you have different inch marker, quarter-inch increments on it. So I want to do inch gaps between the set of lines, and then the set I want a quarter-inch gap. So what I'm going to do is find my inch marking on my ruler and line that up with the edge of the block, and just give myself whatever angle I'm feeling. That looks about good right there. And this would be, I would start right here, and this would be my first line. So I'm going to go down to the right, and you're going to work to the top right as you go. That way you can see the lines underneath your template, making sure that everything's staying dead on. So we've done our first one an inch away from the corner of the block. We're going to travel 1/4 of an inch this way, so 1/4 of an inch this way, and we're going to line up the edge of the ruler or template with the line that you've already stitched. Edge of the template with the line you've already stitched. Now, with your machine foot being the size that it is, that's going to give you a 1/4 inch spacing when you travel up against that line. Now, I don't have a machine foot on this, but think of it as the end of my expo. You're traveling up that side to give you that 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go to the 1/2 inch mark on this to give you the visual, but that's what it would look like when you stitch on the edge of the ruler. So then you're going to travel up the inch, so you'll line the inch marker on the line that you've already stitched, and then you would stitch back down, and then that would give you that inch. You'll come over 1/4 of an inch, 1/4, and this is 1 inch. There we go. And again, line the edge of the ruler with the line you've already stitched and stitch up that way. So for visual, it would look like that all the way. Your inch increments right there, give or take there, and then your other, you'll have to move to the top section as well whenever you're doing those inch increments. The bottom and the right hand side of the block will always be those 1/4 inch increments. But remember, for visual, I went and line in so you could see it, but make sure that you're keeping the edge of the ruler on the line you stitched to give you that 1/4 inch. You can take your long arm machine foot against it. So let's head over to the machine and take a look. So the first thing that I am going to make sure that I have when I am doing this ruler work on this block is I do want to make sure I do have a ruler base on the machine, and I'm going to have a ruler long enough to get across the block. Y'all know I love a good 4x8 ruler, but for this block, since I'm doing straight lines all the way across it, I will be using the 12x4 because it's going to get all the way across the block. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find that inch marking and line that inch marking up with the corner of the block right there, and then I'll bring my machine down to it, and this is where I'm going to pull up my thread, because remember we started off doing that first line across this way and then coming over a little bit of a 1/4 inch and coming up from there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a single stitch right here and pull up my thread. Do a few more single stitches. Since we know where we're going to be, we can go ahead and tie this off, and then we can bring the ruler back to that place like that. Doing ruler work, you want to have your machine on a needle down position if you have that option. So we can start and stop in the down position. And then I'll make sure that I'm back at my inch marking. It looks like I moved a little bit when I was playing with the machine. So we'll come up and we'll just jump over. There we go. That works there. Cool. All right, so we're just going to do a straight line first from this side to that side, kind of eyeballing where we want it right there. Placing that first one, we're going to come over a 1/4 of an inch. Edge of the ruler on the line that you've already stitched. So I'm just going to stitch back a little bit, and then we'll travel up that section, and that'll give us our 1/4 inch spacing that we want. So then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to travel that inch up that I want. And this one, you do want the one on the line that you've already stitched, which a little higher right there. Hold our ruler in place, and then we're going to come back. That's that one, and there are my threads. There we go. We'll go over to get the edge of the ruler in alignment with the line. There we go. And then we go back up. Look how cool that's looking. All right, we're gonna go up that extra inch, get our ruler line to match up. And remember, this is all stitch in the ditch, so you can travel up that ditch. Get the 1 inch marking on the line that the last line you stitched, and travel back. Go over that 1/4 of an inch, get the edge of the ruler to match up with the line you already stitched, and travel back up. Just like that. And you'll just keep doing that as you go. Getting those lines, make sure you're where you need to be, lined up, and then travel on back. And this one should probably finish us off with our final 1/4. Right there. So that just adds a little bit more to that block, kind of locking it down, separating the way it goes. If I turn off the black light, you can see it just adds just a tad bit more to it, but doesn't take away from the block. Now, if you had just a piece of fabric that you wanted to do this on, you didn't necessarily want to do it with piecing lines, you could reverse these directions and now go this way, and you would have a plaid crosshatch at that point, which is really, really cute to add to your block.